Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Castle in the Sky. And this movie came out in 1986, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. And I thought this movie was pretty great. And I believe this is the earliest Miyazaki film that I've seen. Just like all of his movies, the animation's pretty beautiful to look at, this movie especially. And there's just so much going on. It's kind of an action-packed Indiana Jones type of story in ways. That's the vibe that I got while watching it, is that it did kind of remind me of those kinds of movies. And speaking of other properties, there was one character in this movie that kind of looked like Dr. Eggman from Sonic, which I found to be kind of funny. But going to my positives, I really love the music in this movie. I thought it was pretty great. Overused a couple too many times, sure, but honestly, that's kind of a nitpicky thing for me, and I didn't feel as though it was unearned whenever it was used, and I love the design of everything. The world this movie is set in was very interesting. I like how many planes are in this movie, and just its approach to get to the castle in the sky, and it was always something to keep me hooked into. Like, I wanted to see where it was going, and what they do with this concept is pretty interesting, and there was never a point where I was bored, and I did like the comedy whenever it did try to be funny, and I thought those moments were successful. I like the characters in this movie a lot. I think they're very interesting characters, and they work very well for the story. And the acting in this movie was pretty great. And I didn't really have a problem with most of the performances. There were a couple times where the accents were a bit off, but that's my only real issue with the movie. And I watched the English dub of this movie, for anyone who's wondering. But anyways, going back to my positives, I thought the villains were great in this film, and they did feel like an intimidating force, but they didn't feel like mustache-twirling villains that were just very bland and forgettable. Like, you got a good sense of who they were as characters, and the movie properly develops each of them, and there's just a lot to chew on with the characters also. This movie is over 2 hours long, and I personally never once felt the runtime of the movie. It was surprisingly fast-paced, and I was expecting something to be a bit more slow, but honestly, that never once came up for me. I was always with the film. I didn't feel as though there was any scene in this movie that didn't need to be there. And the story also went in directions that I honestly didn't expect. Like, I couldn't really predict where the movie was going in specific ways. The movie always had a way of subverting my expectations, like with little things at the very least. Even if they're just little things, they do add up to like everything that I enjoyed in the movie. And in terms of recommending this movie to people, I honestly can't think of anyone who I wouldn't show this to. I'm pretty sure anyone can watch this movie and they will, at the very least, thoroughly enjoy it. And honestly, this is one of my favorite Miyazaki films, and I can definitely rewatch this movie. And I would highly, highly recommend that you check this movie out. I thought it was great. And even though you may or may not own the Blu-ray, this movie is also on Max. That's another way to watch it. So should be pretty easy for you to find, and of course there's other ways to stream it as well. But anyways, definitely check this movie out because I thought it was really great. Really great characters, story, and animation. Music's pretty awesome. I loved the music throughout, and it was overall a thoroughly enjoyable experience that I just had a lot of fun with. I don't know how else to say it. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Castle in the Sky a 9 out of 10. Definitely one of my favorites from Miyazaki. I'm not sure if it is my favorite. I'll have to watch the rest of his movies to really know the answer to that. But this is easily my top 2 for now. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Castle in the Sky, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Kiki's Delivery Service, if I pronounced that correctly. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.